Hello everyone, my name is Daniel. Right now I want to tell a story about my wife. We live in Indonesia, especially Jakarta, and it all started in November 2018. I saw my wife's belly is a bit bigger and bigger from day to day. I feel something wrong, and then I told her that let's check to a doctor. She doesn't want to go to doctor. He's afraid of doctors. He doesn't want to check about her health or anything. It's been years since the last time we went to doctors. I told her a story about my auntie. My auntie has a cyst, a big cyst inside her belly there. And then when he went to the doctor and then got surgery and everything goes fine until today. It's been already more than 2 decades ago. I told her maybe she got something like cyst inside her belly because I say it seems like a bit bigger, but she still doesn't want to go to a doctor. Until December the 3rd, 2018, I cannot hold myself and I forced her to go to a doctor. That was the last day for my daughter to have exam in her university. So I and my daughter forced her. We forced her to go to doctor. When we went back home, when we want to force her to a doctor, she was sleeping, not really sleeping. She just liked to lay on bed because that's what we saw in her daily life in the last a year or two. I don't know, maybe because her body was weak or something, or maybe she feels something not comfortable. And she always said, I don't feel well. That's what we heard every day. Maybe it's about something inside her, or maybe something else. I don't know about this kind of disease. So finally, we asked her and we forced her and woke her up. And finally, we woke her up. And then I said, Anne, wake up. We have to go to doctor. I have made an appointment with our friend, an internist. And then she woke up and with surprise, what happened? Is our daughter sick? No, I said, it's not her. It's you. She was shocked. You know what happened? She went to the bathroom and puked. She didn't expect that we are going to force her to doctor. In the journey, we still just talking about something fun and cheerful. We don't want to talk about disease. Just let the doctor define what the disease he had. In the internist, which is our friend, our school friend, our also in church, he said, oh, there is something inside her belly. It's a liquid. I think it's okay, but you better check to be more certain to a gynecologist. In my thought, yeah, maybe this is my prediction. It was a cyst. Just take it out and everything's done. Let me check about my friend. Hey, doctor, are you available right now? Because I have a friend here who needs you to check because I cannot see clearly only from the USG what it is. It's just I saw liquid. You may check it from the bottom. You can open it from the internal organ. Maybe you can see more clearly. So we went downstairs to his room and he checked it. He found a polyp in my wife's cervix. And he said there is also myome and also a big cyst. That's what he said. I didn't know that my friend, the internist, wrote something to check. There was a tumor marker. I didn't really know what that was. But yeah, I know now. Yeah, maybe many of you know what the tumor marker is. And then he said, oh, you already took the CA125. Okay, I will add the HE4 and Roma. Roma is also the blood test, the combination between the CA125 and HE4. I heard that when they were talking. And then the check finished. The doctor told us to have blood tests and also has a CT scan. In December 5, we went to hospital again to have CT scan. And in December 7, we came back again to hospital because that was our schedule to meet the option once again, because that will be the result of everything the doctor wants to see and to show us. At first, the CT scan shows result, and we already have it because we have to take it from the radiologist. We got it, and then I read it for my wife. You have a big cyst. Yeah, it's okay, no problem at all. But yeah, the cyst is quite big. Like it or not, you have to take this out. The diameter is 24 centimeters. Maybe it's about as big as my head. It's 25, 23 maybe my head. And then we still have to wait for not the doctor, the result, because we just knew that the result of our blood test was sent to Central Hospital for Cancer in Jakarta, which is Dermais. And there is no test for that specific marker in the hospital we went to. So we have to wait in about an hour. So the doctor is already in the afternoon. The doctor also went back home, but the doctor is very patient and still wait for the result to come out. Finally, around 4:30 p.m., the result came out, and we went to a doctor's room. The doctor read it for us, and then he said, "I'm sorry, Mr. Daniel and Miss Anne. The result is not good. It shows cancer." Oh, we were shocked that day. We were shocked at that time. How could that be possible? We thought that we already live healthy. We don't smoke. We don't drink. We just live like normal people. Why my wife has cancer? But in this kind of circumstances, I want to support my wife. I don't want to tell lies to my wife, but I just want to make an argument with the doctor. I said, "Doctor, maybe it's not cancer because the blood test is all about probability. The combination between CA125, combination of CA125 and HE4 and becomes Roma is just human calculation. It's just statistical calculation. And I'm a statistician. My major is statistics. There's always a probability to get it wrong." But the doctor said, "Yeah, no matter what, this is not my field anymore. You have to go to oncologist." The title of the doctor that you don't want to go. Maybe if you have flu, you will go to doctor willingly, not an oncologist, because many people we see in our life not end up good if they have cancer. We were shocked and so frustrated. In the way home, I told my wife, "It's okay. Maybe you're not cancer. It's just a cyst, or there's always probability to get it wrong. It's just statistics." But we still go to oncologist. We have a schedule for December the 11th, 2018. While waiting to that date, my wife has a schedule to sing in church on December 9th, 2018. I had her video, and after she sang in the ceremony, I took her a picture in front of flowers. There were good flowers in the church. My plan was to put the picture in my wife's funeral. That was my plan. I felt no hope for her because the cyst was so big and the blood test was so bad. For a Roma that had 25% maximum for normal people, my wife had 84%. That was very, very bad. There's very, very small possibility for my wife to not have a cancer. So we just wait until December 11th. And when we met the doctor, the oncologist, he's a good doctor. He said, "Okay, we will take this out. Maybe it will take about 3 to 4 hours for the surgery. But in the process, maybe we will have to take some more because like lymph nodes or appendix will be taken out. Just in case there is something else that we need to take out, we will take it out." That's what the doctor said. So that's the range for the surgery to be 3 or 4 hours. And I said, "When will be the surgery?" "Oh, I am full. I have a schedule for surgeries maybe like a week or 2. I said, "Why do we have to wait so long, doctor? My wife is not already feeling well. She's hard to breathe right now. Maybe I don't know what happened because the CT scan showed also there is an effusion in her lung. the doctor said there is liquid inside her lung. And I forced the doctor, please make it faster. Please set a time for us. It's only 3-4 hours. My wife is already not in a good condition. He asked the nurse, set me a time. And then finally we got his time in December the 14th, 2018. We will start the surgery at 9 a.m. in the morning, but we have to go to hospital a day before to check many things like heart and internal organs and many stuff for the preparation for the surgery. My wife also had more hypertension medicine because my wife had hypertension since 2 years ago. Everything went well, so the surgery can be proceeded in December 14th. I waited in a waiting room outside the surgery room. I waited for 3 hours. Yes, exactly 3 hours. Around 12, the doctor called me in the meeting room, not in the operating theater, but in the meeting room, a small meeting room. I'm happy because I thought the surgery was done. When I was in the meeting room, the doctor came in. He said, Mr. Daniel, I have a bad news. I thought the cancer was only in the ovary, but when I open the belly, it's already everywhere. If you want to see, you may come in and then you see it by yourself. Do you dare to see? I said, yeah, I dare to see blood, but not my wife. That was my wife. I feel sorry. I feel sad, frustrated. Cannot see her, doctor. So the doctor continued. So what do you want me to do next? Just take out the cyst and then I close everything up again. And I will also just cut half of the womb and let the cancer grow inside. So at least she has 2 or 3 months to live. Or we want to continue to cut everything we can. But at the end, we have to continue with chemotherapy. It's not easy to make decision in that kind of condition. You are not choosing eat food or eat shit. Both like shit. Nothing is good. That's cancer. And it's everywhere. How do you beat cancer when it is everywhere? I was crying. It's been years since my last cry. I thought I will never cry again. Not many sad stories in my life since the last decade. But this time, I cried alone. Not many friends are told that my wife had a surgery and it's cancer. I don't know why I didn't tell everyone. Why did I didn't tell my friends? I want to bury the burden myself maybe? Or is it a shame? I don't know. Hard to think. So I just told the doctor, okay, do what you do the best. I don't know anymore. Please continue. To the doctor, yeah, for my opinion, we just close it and then let it grow. Okay, doctor, you think I cannot decide anything. I'll wait outside. And I went outside again. In the next hour, I was called again. But this time, I met a different doctor, a female doctor. I was confused. What is she doing here? Yes, doc, what do you want to do with my wife? She said, we will continue the surgery. We will cut her colon and put a colostomy bag on her belly. So she will pull with plastic bag on her belly. Okay, that's also not a good thing to hear. Even I know that the doctor wants to save my wife's life, but the solution is also not a good one. And I said to the doctor, Doc, the oncologist already told me that he wanted to give up. So why do you want to continue? So if you ask me to sign this paper to agree with the continuation of the surgery, I disagree. A minute later, the oncologist also joined the conversation, meet me also the meeting room. Mr. Daniel, both of us already discussed and we saw it already that we still can continue the surgery. We will cut everything we can. So the possibility for her to survive more is higher. When 2 doctors said the same thing, what can you do? I have no choice. I have a blank mind. I just signed the paper. Agree to cut my wife's colon. And then the doctor also showed me the big ovary that he has taken out. That's not a good thing to see. Don't see it. Even I put it in my website. Just continue with the story. So I went out and then waiting again. 2 p.m. It's not done. 3 p.m. just waiting and waiting. And I was hungry. It's already 3 p.m. and I want to have my lunch. And then I went downstairs. There's a restaurant there. I just ate. I was too hungry, waiting, because I know I cannot get sick, because after this I still need to wait for my wife in the infirmary. So after eating, I went back to outside the operating theater, waiting and waiting. 4 p.m. no calling. 5 p.m. no calling. So I called my daughter, please come here. I am alone. And then I told her the story that her mother has a very, very bad condition. The cancer is already spreading and the chance for her to live is small. And both of us cried in the corner of the waiting room. We don't know what to do. We just have to let the doctor do their best. At 6 p.m., finally, I was called again and I came to the meeting room. But right now, I'm not alone. I was with my doctor. And then a doctor came in to the meeting room, a male doctor, but not the oncologist. Another doctor. What happened? What happened? What is he doing right now? And he introduced himself. He said, I'm a urologist. He said, we were calling you at 3 p.m. Oh, I remember I was eating at the time. And I said, sorry, without your permission, because you said, let us just do our best. I was called to join the surgery to fix the thing I can. So I want to tell you this. I will draw what I was doing. I hope you understand the human anatomy. And my daughter said, oh yeah, he understands, doc. Oh, the doctor with surprise. Are you from medical school? I said, no, I'm not. Yeah, because I'm not. I'm a statistician, but I just understand about health. Okay. And then he drew the kidney, urethra, gallbladder. And then the doctor said the urethra connected to the gallbladder was full with cancer, including the gallbladder is already covered by cancer. At first, I want to take out the gallbladder, but I don't want, because if I take that out, your wife will use bag on the left for her poo and then another bag on the right for her pee. So I did something else. The urethra, I cut it and then I repositioned to another place that is like safe from cancer. Maybe she will take some time and we can do chemotherapy after that. All doctors said always about chemotherapy. It's like not good in my ears. Okay, just thank you doctors for what you have done. That's what I said. Okay, and then we went out again, waiting until 7:30 p.m. It's already almost 11 hours. We came back to the meeting room with the urologist and the oncologist, and full table with the size maybe like this big, 60 by 80, full of my wife's stuff from inside. The big cyst, the 24 centimeter diameter of cyst, appendix, lymph nodes, around 25 lymph nodes, and the colon and omentum, many other stuff. It's hard to describe it. So disgusting and terrifying. I didn't take the picture at the time. I was so shocked. We were so shocked because my daughter was also there. Why do they have to do that? Why do they have to show us, maybe like repairing your car, so the repairman will show you what they fixed. Okay, this is what you don't need anymore. This is broken, and then I change with something new. The problem is this is human body. If you take something out, you don't have something to change. There is something new to change, to repair. And then the oncologist said, this is the best we can do. Inside, the digestive doctor, the female doctor, is still working on your wife, still close everything and put the colostomy back on her belly. The surgery maybe will be done in another hour, but after that, you still cannot see your wife. You just have to wait outside because this is a very, very long surgery. It takes around maybe 12 hours. So after this, she must get to HCU, high care unit. So just wait outside and prepare for the chemotherapy. And then it took 2 days for my wife to be in HCU before she can get back to infirmary, so I can wait it for her inside the room. I didn't know how to tell her about the colostomy bag because I signed it. When I met her, I said, be strong. And I know that you were strong in the surgery room. That's why you survived. Thank God. Yeah, but she asked, why there is this? I didn't have to tell her. She knew there was a colostomy bag. Yeah, I said there was also something there. That's why the doctor has to cut it so you can survive. I wanted to tell her also about the chemotherapy, but she knew already. The doctor told her in the HCU room that she must take the chemotherapy after the post-surgery recovery and then have the chemotherapy. Okay, my wife said, I don't want to have chemotherapy. I was shocked. That was the only solution of conventional medicine. There is no other option. Radiation is not an option for my wife's case. It's ovary and it's everywhere. You cannot radiate everywhere. Radiation is only for local condition, local cancer, not for spreading metastases. Metastases, cancer like that. I was thinking while waiting in days, I was thinking how to solve this problem. I said to my wife, okay, if you don't want to have chemotherapy, I will make you the device I mentioned in the first book. I wrote a book. It has a title, Creeping the Eternal Youth, How to Make You Young, but not to cure cancer. Okay, but I had no choice. I have no other option to solve the problem for my wife's case. At least I can give hope to my wife. There is a solution for her, even she doesn't take chemotherapy, because she doesn't really understand about health. Did I lie to her? No, I'm just giving her hope and supporting what she's been through. December 22nd, finally we came back home. And December 26th, I start building my device. And it's done in December 31st. I told my wife to start the therapy. I just told her to sleep on the bed. It's a simple bed, a flat bed with 1 centimeter thick of foam, but everything is just full of neodymium magnets. My wife felt like, why this bed is so hard and my body is still like not good after the surgery. If I sleep on this hard bed, it makes my whole body sick, even more painful. But I said, yeah, just try. This is what I do best, because I want to make your cancer cells fly. So if it's flying inside your body, so your immune system can detect them. If detected, so the immune system will attack and kill the cancer cells. The rest of it, so you don't need the chemotherapy. And she started therapy day by day. I asked her to do like some exercise before the therapy, like an hour walking, but it's not an hour, not even 10 minutes walking. She can't even walk for 10 meters away. I have nothing to say. It's just so hard for me to apply what is in my mind. So to make her blood move faster, I told her to wear a raincoat, a black raincoat, and I add an infrared next to her. So I want to make her body sweat because she cannot walk. She only can walk like maybe 5-8 meters and then come back to bed. It's too hard for her. Her body's too weak. During the therapy in January the 8th, 2019, we went back to a doctor. I pushed my wife with a wheelchair because she cannot walk far still. So because the hospital is big, so that's why I use wheelchair. We went to the oncologist for control, and then the doctor said with smiles, I don't know, maybe all oncologists like that. They're full of smiles because maybe all their patients all with tears. That's why they need smiles. He checked my wife's condition. It's good and it's okay. Let's start and do the chemotherapy in January 21st. I said, why so soon? You see my wife can't even walk and then you want to do the chemotherapy. And I saw people with chemotherapy. the one with strong body failed to work again. Now my wife not even walking. If you do the chemo, what will happen to her? I was so confused. But since my wife rejected to have chemotherapy, we just let it go. I told the doctor not to tell my wife her real condition in front of her. So I just asked the doctor what I have to check. What do I have to check to see the progress of her cancer? Because I told the doctor if next month the cancer gets worse, I will insist for my wife to have chemotherapy. Okay, just check the blood test, Roma. So in the January the 10th, 2019, we have our first blood test. It's still in red because, my wife still has cancer. The Roma is still above normal. And the end of January, we went to the urologist to have control because the urologist wants to take out the stent inside my wife's urethra, left and right. And the surgery will be scheduled in February the 19th. So we went back to hospital in February the 19th to have the stents taken out. In the meanwhile, my wife's blood was also taken to check for the Roma again. But it happens again, the blood test needed to be sent to cancer hospital. And in a week after the stent removal, we have to go back to doctor for control and to see what the blood test shows. The blood test came out and then we went to doctor. The doctor checked my wife's condition. Okay, it's good. And the doctor said, why you still don't have your chemotherapy yet? Yeah, doc, because my wife is afraid. She's afraid of chemotherapy. She thinks that she's not going to be able to have the chemo because it's going to weaken her body. And she felt weak. That's why she's afraid. But it's important because this is cancer, the doctor said. Okay, let me check. And the doctor checked for my wife's kidney in a good condition. Everything good. And then the blood test, he also said, it's good. And I saw it myself. And it's totally normal. And I thought that was the therapy that make it normal, make my wife normal. The doctor asked me, what are you doing all this time? I said, we use neodymium. Neodymium? What's that? Google it. Oh, it's magnets. Yeah, it's magnet. Oh, what did you do to it? I made a bed for her for therapy. How did you come up with that? Oh, it's from a book. Oh, what book? I showed him here, the book. Yeah, it's my book, of course. I wrote the book. Okay, this is the book, doc. No. He was surprised because he thought that I read a book and then I applied what I read to my wife. But this one is, everything is from my thoughts. After that, you know what the doctor said? Don't play with this disease. This is cancer. You have to do the chemotherapy ASAP. But my wife doesn't want to. Yeah, but you come back here 2 months from now. If your wife is okay, nothing happens to her, and I was wrong. Okay, doc. A few days later, my mind was like swirling up. It's like there is a twister inside my head. I don't know what to say. How come the doctor doesn't want to believe that the therapy makes my wife better? So I find more information, or I have my kindergarten friend and becomes an oncologist. So I went to him for consultation. Again, when I met him, hey friend, what do you think about my wife's blood test? It's getting better. Why that doctor said my wife had cancer and it's gonna get worse because we don't take chemotherapy. Do you know what he said? He didn't say. He was 100% angry with me, was mad at me and told me many things. Don't play with cancer. Cancer is very dangerous disease. Don't try something new. There is nothing new for cancer. There is only surgery, chemotherapy, and radiotherapy. That's all we do. That's all the most effective that has passed through the clinical trials in the medical world. You cannot base everything from your blood test. Doesn't show anything. You will see that your wife will get worse. I was shocked. No good news since last December. Everything was just making worse and worse. Since we were told to come back in 2 months, we just continue our life as usual. My wife post-surgery condition gets better and better, but I don't know the cancer inside her. Is it getting better or worse? I don't know because all the doctors said you cannot see from blood tests. And also 2 months later, we had another blood test and almost no different with the last time we checked. Still good. But before we want to check the blood test for the fourth time, because the first before the surgery, the second after the surgery, the third was there was a stand removal. Now this is the fourth time. Before we want to have the fourth time. In the colostomy, we call it stoma. Near the colostomy bag, I touch it. I felt like a lump. My head spins. This is going to be the cancer growing. The doctor said was true. Cancer still grows inside. The lump gets bigger. And my wife asked me why there is something like non-symmetrical shape on the left belly and on the right. The left belly seems like a bit bigger. I make excuses and argue, or maybe that's just your poo or something not doing very well because it's not passes through the right path. It's like came out from your belly. That's why it shapes like that. But in my head, I was thinking that was cancer is growing. It's already as big, like, I don't know. What do you like this? Like a pie? Pie cake. I want to give her hope. I was shocked. And that's a day before the blood test. That's why in the blood test, I want to check more of tumor marker. Maybe because that colon creates different tumor marker. I felt hopeless. I've been crying for months. And that night, I felt there is no cure for cancer. The therapy field. There is no such thing called self-healing for cancer. This is bad.